Is debt good or bad? Is debt biblically sound or good? Is debt a sin according to the Bible? How does debt affect your health? And in what situation could you actually use debt to benefit your finance? By staying until the end of this video, you will be able to know the answers for these questions and also how to biblically apply debt principles in your finances. Hey, what's happening guys? My name is Forrest Lee. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. My goal in this channel is try to provide you with biblical wisdom for finances that will help you not only survive but also thrive in your finances. If you are new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you can get the latest episodes. Biblically speaking, debt is not a sin, but the Bible warns us in numerous passages about the devastating effect of debt. A guiding principle for debt from the Bible is to avoid the use of debt because it really mortgages the future. Getting into debt is very easy, however, getting out of debt is extremely hard because it causes us to get into bondage of this world and creates yoke on our shoulders, and that's very hard to get out. God knows everything about it, and he puts so many passages in the Bible to warn us. This bondage can really restrict us to do kingdom work and be an effective witness to Christ. Have you ever seen an optical illusion? Like the guy can be super small in a room and can also be super big, the same room as well. I think that is an optical illusion. It makes us think that we have actually own stuff, like owning the house we have if we have huge amount of mortgage on it, or owning the car we have if we have auto loans on it. But it really sets us on the wrong foot because we actually don't own it. The underline is that the creditor really owns the assets, whether it's the house or the car. I want to share with you a couple of Bible passages talking about the bondage effect of debt. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender." Proverbs 22:26-27 says, "Do not be the one who shakes hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from under you." While Proverbs 22:7 talks about the reality that debt will enslave us, Proverbs 22:26-27 talks about the difference between debt and surety. Surety is actually an old word that you can find in the old King James Bible. The difference between surety and debt is that surety is attached us and our family to a person regardless our ability to repay our debt, our morality and responsibility. But debt is really that we take on something that we can actually afford to pay off. We have the sense of responsibility to pay off. So is there such a thing called good debt or bad debt? I think that's such a myth. People think about good debt such as buying a house and having equity under the house, while good debt is on one side of the spectrum and bad debt is on the other side of the spectrum. People think about bad debt as debt that they get into that they cannot afford to repay, such as a credit card debt. My own take on good debt or bad debt is there's just a thing called debt. I think no matter it is a good debt or bad debt, it does have the slavery effect on you. Borrower always have to repay the debt amount no matter how much appreciation he or she might get. You will not really realize capital gain of the house until you actually sold your house, but you always have the debt in hand that will accompany you to the end of the time that you pay off that debt. Hey, if you really like this content so far, please smash that like button, but don't break your screen. And also hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on as well. It will help to promote our channel and get the latest notification from us as well. So how does that really affecting our health? According to this article from thesimpledollar.com, there are 3 things that I want to highlight. First is shame and embarrassment. That is often a taboo topic and most people don't want their family and friends to know that they're struggling with debt. In fact, 85% of respondents to a creditcard.com survey were hesitant to talk about their credit card debt. In turn, the attitude can lead them into more debt. Since they may still try to portray a debt-free image, people will still say yes to expensive nights out, buying gifts for friends and family they can't even afford, and continue to try to keep up with spending habits others just to cover shame and embarrassment. The second thing that can affecting our health is depression, anxiety, and stress. Dr. John Gathergood of the University of Nottingham found that those who struggle to pay off their debts and loans are more than twice as likely to experience mental health problems, including depression and severe anxiety. Meanwhile, social science and medicine did a study on household financial debt and its impact on mental and physical health. No surprise here that the study also found that high amounts of debt are associated with higher rates of stress and depression. The third effect on our health and mental health is resentment. The Royal College of Psychiatrists concluded that large amounts of debt can have severe effects on a household's psychological well-being. It causes to resent the purchase decisions we have, resent our family and friends by pressuring us to buy these things that we don't actually need. So question number 4. So in what situation could we actually use debt in our finances? For me, there are 3 guiding principles. The first one is that the math actually really working out for you. This means that the cost to borrow debt should outweigh the economic benefits you receive, such as interest, yield, or growth from your assets. I think in extreme rare cases, you can actually leverage this. This is because your return is typically not predictable, but your debt is always predictable. Sometimes paying off that credit card can be the best investment you can have. The second principle I use is you have guaranteed way of repaying the debt. You have to have written down a plan how to pay off debt, either on a bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly level to repay that debt. Otherwise, it's really easy to get off the track and racking up a huge amount of debt that you are not able to repay. And third is that you really prayed about it and have emotional peace about it as well. And if you're married, it is extremely important to have that total agreement with your spouse to take on that debt. Without that agreement, it will really be detrimental to your marriage later on. So if you are in a debt situation already, you wonder how you could actually get out of debt. Here's 2 methods I want to teach you. First one is the debt snowball method, which is pioneered by Dave Ramsey. The second method is called the debt avalanche method. So assuming you have 3 debts here: student loan 5%, $5,000, car loan 2% with $10,000 outstanding, and credit card loan with 19% and $15,000. In the debt snowball method, it focused on eliminating that smallest amount of debt first. In this case, you will put student loan as the first one to eliminate, which is $5,000, the car loan as the second to eliminate, which is $10,000, and the credit card is the $15,000 to eliminate. Focus of this method is actually focusing on the psychological effect of paying off debt. By concentrating paying off the smallest one first, you will have a mental break and have a happiness effect, you call, and a dopamine hit actually that helps you to get on the second and the third, which creating that snowball paying off amount. Although debt snowball is a very effective method, sometimes it is not actually financially making sense. The second method is called the avalanche method, which is focusing on paying off the debt that has the highest interest rate. So in this instance, the credit card has the highest interest rate, which is 19%, and the student loan has the second highest, which is 5% and the car loan has the third, which is 2%. Basically, same token will apply to how to eliminating your debt. You will focus on credit card loan first, putting every single dollar you can save from your daily spending into paying off that credit card loan, and just paying the minimum paying on the student loan and the car loan. Personally, I think if you are not really disciplined, I recommend you to use debt snowball effect, because you actually provide you more incentive to pay off. If you are very disciplined in your finances already and you have debt to pay off, I recommended the Avalanche method, which could save you tremendously on interest amount in the long run. So in conclusion, debt is not considered a sin according to the Bible. It is very easily for us to get into debt than getting out of debt. The debt also has sometimes very adverse effect on our health and mental health. Lastly, if you already in debt, there is the debt snowball method or the avalanche debt method that can help you to get out of debt. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please in the comment box below about how you personally being affected by debt and how you have been dealt with it. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay in touch with our channel and so that you'll get the latest content. Thank you for your support, and I hope to catch you soon in our next video.